Imagine this, you're standing on a beach, it's the afternoon, you're just vibing, and you're looking at the sunset. But you just notice there's not just one sun, there's actually two. First, a bright orange dwarf star casting long reddish shadow, just kissing the horizon. The sky deepens to a twilight purple, but the day isn't over. High above the second sun, there's a familiar one, a bright yellow sun that still hangs in the sky, and it follows its own path, blazing for another hour or so before it too dips in the ocean, right? Bringing the world in a brief darkness. And here's the shocking fact, it's not other planets that are weird, it's our own. Because in our galaxy, 50% of other sun like stars are actually binary pair. So it's our sun who's the introvert. So it's actually not a crazy question to ask what if our Earth always had two suns. All right, for this to work, we have to make sure Earth stays in the habitable zone. So let's make our binary solar system. And for that to work, we have to play around with the binary solar system that we have now. What we would need is a p-type orbit where Earth not just follows one star, it follows both of them. And this is a crucial step for a long-term survival. For a planet to stay in the habitable zone, there's one crucial condition that needs to meet. It must be at a distance greater than 3-4 times the separation between those two suns. Actually, this will make our year much longer, around like 600 Earth days or more. And with the combined heat of both sun at this distance, it will keep our liquid on surface in liquid form, potentially making it a habitable place for us to live. Yay, hooray, we are in a habitable zone. But what now? How it feels? What's life on Earth like? The first thing you would notice is light. There would be so much light. With our sun and added new dwarf sun, the amount of energy we are receiving now is 1.3 times of energy what we get now. So there will be so much brightness, and UV radiation would be actually really complicated. But how's the day night cycle? It would be a mess. Yeah, surprise. Sometimes both sun would rise together as a duet, and sometimes the one would be setting off and the other would be rising, creating a constant 24/7 day. True darkness would actually be rare. Vampires will be gone because it would wreak havoc to our cardian rhythm. That internal 24-hour clock that tells us to, hey, go to sleep. It would be a mess. Sleep order would not be a sleep disorder, it would be a default setting. And our seasons that we enjoy, totally gone. It would be a chaos. We have four seasons because Earth tilts at 23-degree tilt, but we would still have that. But we have another sun now. We have different path we are following. Everything is different. What would happen because of it? We would have periods where we are closer to the suns, and we would have a period where we'll be farther away from the suns for a really long time. What it would do, it would create great summer and great winter that both would last for decades. Winter is coming. So, what could even live here? Life would be really tough. Surprise, right? Life would be tough with two suns around. Let's talk about our plants. Our plants are green because our sun peaks in green spectrum, so they reflect it. With a second sun that peaks in red orange spectrum, plants would be flooded with new energy. This might evolve to a deep dark purple or even jet black, observing all available lights. And actually, with this much of light and energy, the photosynthesis of our plant would be on boost, it will be supercharged. So it's a good side effect. And what it would do, it will create more oxygen, and maybe it will make oxygen more than the 21% that we have on Earth. And you know what happens? Now, this sounds really great. We would have more oxygen. No, the last time we had oxygen levels more than 21%, you know what happened? We had dinosaurs, we had giant insects, we had wildfires. It's crazy when you have so much oxygen. We actually think of eclipses as a really big deal, but on our new earth, the actual foe will be the tides we have, because our tides are actually mostly controlled by our moon's gravity and to an extent our suns a little bit. But with two suns now available there, their gravity would be yanking the ocean around and it would create massive waves. How high are the new waves? We are talking about tidal waves hundreds of feet high that would scour the coastlines clean on a regular, predictable basis. Any coastal cities would be impossible. Life would have to be a hurdle deep inland. On this new earth, we would have maybe not just one sun god, because we have now two sun brothers, two celestial rivals, maybe yellow king, orange queen. This would be the new foundation of our all religions. Try keeping a calendar, it would be a mathematical nightmare. And what about sleep? Yeah, we talked about it. It would be broken. We would never see the universe. Our night sky was really huge deal. Our ancestors, they traveled the sea using the night sky in the Pacific. They discovered everything. Everything was done because we had night sky. We could locate our stars and navigate through it. It is how we discovered we are on a tiny rock in a cosmos. So we know everything because we had the night sky. Because of the two sun, the sky would actually always be a little bluish or purple. And astronomy would be really impossible. Actually, theoretically impossible. We would never discover the Milky Way, other galaxies. We would not know where we are. We would be trapped inside our own solar system. We would be isolated in our own cosmos because of the constant daylight that our star is keeping us in. The last problem would be the stability. Our solar system runs like a clock and it's messy, but the actual problem is the end. And this is the most mind boggling part because our sun has a lifespan of 10 billion years. And the and the orange dwarf we have, it would live for another like 30-40 billion years. So, what happens? In actually 5 billion years, our sun will start expanding into a red giant and it would quickly swallow the next star, our dwarf star. And this would create a catastrophic event in our solar system. We might be vaporized, literally vaporized. Our planet would be gone. But if somehow, I mean somehow, like let's say we survive, right? Somehow we survive. We would be left with a white dwarf star, a dim little white dwarf star, and a dim little orange star. So yeah, a world with two suns is really hard, it's messy, it's not stable, it's dangerous. And that's what makes it great. It gives you a perspective, it gives you an appreciation for what we have now. We have our one boring sun that gives us a stable, simple day and night. It gives us our seasons that we can bank on. It's predictable. It gives us, it gave life a stable place to start.